Welcome to Geeks Love Dogs' first monthly wrap-up for January 2025. Like I've said before, I don't do much, if any, editing, so I apologize for any mistakes that I may leave in, and if at any point I say feel free to leave a slap for me down in the comments for every one I give you. I'm going to try and get rid of them. Maybe you can help me. It's a bad habit, need to break. In any case, let's get on with January 2025. So, this is Prince of Thorns. It's the first book in the Red Queen's War by Mark Lawrence. I've read everything but this series by Mark Lawrence. I really enjoy his work. This takes place in the same world as the Prince of Thorn, the Broken Empire series, although it's a separate series, separate storyline, where Jalith, a very spoiled prince, goes on the run with a Viking named Snorri. He's kind of the reason Snorri's there in the first place, and it's an odd, that buddy cop, odd couple friendship, and it works really well. Story is a great character, and there's a couple surprises in here if you've read the first Broken Empire series. I really enjoyed this. It was good. I'm glad I finally got to it, and I can't wait to get to the rest of the series. I gotta read a little bit of everything, as you're gonna find out. So this is gonna maybe be weird, but Shotgun Nun, a splatterpunk bizarro horror story about a nun who's getting vengeance for some wrongs that were done to her. Many trigger warnings, telling you now, if you're interested, this is extreme horror with all the things. Explicit violence and gore, abuse of a very triggering nature, which would be why the nun goes on her vengeance spree. It's the first book of 3 that are out now in this series. I have the first 2. They're quick, easy reads. It's not exactly high literature, no, but sometimes you really need to expand yourself or stretch your limits to see what you can and can't read. At least that's how I feel. So I have also finished, finally, Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson. Book 5 in Arc 1 of the Stormlight Archive. 1,330 pages. That took me way longer than it should have. Very dense for me to read at this point. I mean, I've gone through and read, obviously almost everything he's written at this point in the Cosmere, and read the first 4 books, in this series. And this one kind of took me longer. It was more difficult for me to get through. So it just is a little bit harder on me to get through this time. I don't know if it was timing or the book itself. I didn't love it as much as I wanted to. It does wrap up things, not how a lot of us wanted it to, but it did finish the arc, and I'm done with it. And I'm happy to move on to something else. And when arc 2 comes out, we'll see how I feel about reading that. Knowing me, I'll more than likely go in and read it just because I'm a completionist and a weirdo and I have to read everything. I did finish the manga series Kingdom of Z with the 6th book. Very average. Zombies, high school students, bad ripoff maybe of High School of the Dead, which I don't actually own in manga and really would like to. I did like the series, but I did finish this up. So also this month in digital ebook form, I read Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson. I really enjoyed that book. It was a great time. It was well-written mystery. It was fun. I'm definitely going back for more Benjamin Stevenson. I have the 2nd and 3rd book in that series already lined up to get to at some point, and I'm looking forward to it. So I also read Robert Silverberg's Needle in a Time Stack, a 650-page collection of Robert Silverberg's science fiction. I read that in e-form, so I don't have it physically in front of me. E-books do count. as do audiobooks, whether you like it or not. On Comixology, I also managed to read the second book in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Black and White collection, and started the graphic novel of Something is Killing the Children. Really enjoyed that. I'm going to continue with that series. It was on, like I said, Comixology. I read it. Good series, good fun. If you like brutal murder of children. But anyway, it's a good graphic novel. I did read a couple other graphic novels and such. I like to start out January with some easy stuff to get into the year, but we're going to, use those as a good point of reference for what I read for the month. I'm going to try to be more accurate and more complete in the future. Still learning to do these, as I said, it's my first monthly wrap up. I will be coming back with a what I'm going to read next, since I pretty much read everything that I had on my had in my current reading list, and I'm going to start a new video that's going to show what I'm going to read next. I might even do a TBR game for that. But anyway, my book of the month would probably be, so it came down between Prince of Fools and Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. I'm going to be reading more Mark Lawrence, and he's been my book of the year for the last 2 years, and I'm assuming with the library trilogy finishing up this year, it probably will be again. So I'm one of this time. Be nice to give it to Benjamin Stevenson's Everybody in My Family Has Killed Someone, as it was something different and new that I hadn't come across before. The style was just, it caught my attention, and so I'm going to give it to my book of the month. In any case, I know this is kind of sloppy. Want to get better? Please comment, stick around while I work through the bugs, figure this out. I appreciate you, and I'm going to try and, like I said, shoot a video to do my TBR, maybe with a TBR game, what I'm going to read coming up next. So please come back for that. Maybe it won't be so messy. Anyway, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a good day.